What's going on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and all those other good funky joints? It's Kev from Kevin's Corner, where I try to make some sense out of nonsense. That's right, and it's Friday night. Didn't get paid. Don't. Friday night. Yeah, it's Friday night. Let me do my mic check. 1 2 1 2 1 2. Oh yeah, you and me, we come from different worlds. You like to laugh at me when I look at other girls. Some drive me crazy, and you wonder why. I'm such a baby 'cause the dolphins make me cry, and there's nothing I can do. I've been looking for a girl like you. Yeah, can y'all hear me? Check one, check one. All right, yeah. So, if y'all can hear a little bit of Hootie and the Blowfish, give me a hoot. That's right. Let me know you can hear me. I'm starting early. I can check in with y'all and see where y'all checking in with me from. So those were good years. Where there were so good years, man. Oh yeah. We had some good stuff back in the day. Oh man. Remember this? Remember this, y'all? Fortunate be you, having someone who relies on you. We started out as friends, but the thought of you just caved me in. Those are real love songs. Sign your name across my heart. Now they like, let me see that booty drop, let me take that booty drop, shake that booty, come on, let me shake that. Yeah, that's not a love song. It's not a love song. You're not wanting anybody talking about let me see that booty drop. That's right. Yeah, man. Love songs. Anyway, so let me go ahead real quick while you guys are logging on and make sure that my secondary Hey! Oh wait, no, never mind. Yeah, I got a little carried away. I thought that YouTube had did something, to help me out, but they didn't. They don't love Kev. All right, so now let me go, let's see, did I get a notification? Come on now. See, here we go. There it is. Got one. Okay, so that's my telltale just to make sure it's working. I got to log in to my stuff. Oh, who was back in the day when there was Funkadelic, George Clinton, and all of them? Pledge allegiance to the funk. Oh, yeah, the United. I'm glad I was born in an era where my music awareness is wide ranged. I mean, I can go all the way back to rocks in the treetop all day long, huffing and puffing and singing his song. I could go all the way back to that, the Lindy Hop and all of that. Then all the way up to, well, this modern garbage. I don't pay too much mind unless it's something special. But, I even can appreciate, the Elvis era and, all of that. And then when Miguel Jackson came on the scene, we didn't know what to do. We lost our ever-loving mind. I was like, wait, stop. Hey, you see that move? He's walking backwards. Couldn't believe it, man. Tore up all kind of soles on the shoes trying to do that funky moonwalk. But boy, I tell you, sprinting home, getting off that bus to check out MTV, knowing that they're going to drop that thriller night. Book it, man. Get home trying to get all the moves in the mirror. Yeah, man, practicing them all. Great times, man. But anyway, things changed out of nowhere. And now I'm like, what are these kids listening to these days? What is that? My nerves can't take it. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Welcome to the show tonight. Like I said, I'm starting a little early so I can, wrap it up a little early and go from there. I'm glad that you guys are able to appreciate the old to mid school and stuff like that. Because, it's not fun when you're trying to tell somebody about that and they have no idea what you're talking about because they're too young. I told y'all the class that I was teaching, and this was years ago, 12th grade class. And I talked to them about, I was like, yeah, like when Michael Jackson came out and dropped the Thriller video. And they were looking at me like, I was like, the Thriller video. I couldn't believe it. I went through all the moves in the classroom. And they still was sitting there looking at me like, You know, and to this day, I think they might have pretended that they didn't know it so I can keep dancing. Because I was out that mug like, y'all don't remember that? No, keep going. Keep going. We might catch on. Oh, man. But, you know, these younger boys and girls, they can't really appreciate it. They don't even understand how far rap music has came. We were satisfied with just a hip hop, a hibbity hop. We were satisfied with that. The Sugar Hill Gang, the Beastie Boys, Fat Boys, all of them came out. And the rap was so primitive. Basketball is my favorite sport. I like the way they dribble up and down the court. And then when Run DMC came out like, my Adidas, walked through closet doors and stepped all over Coliseum floors, stepped on stage at Live Aid, all the people gave and the poor got paid. My Adidas, raw. We was like, I've never heard anything like this. What is this? Yeah, man. Then next you know, the rap style changed. LL came in. Oh, yeah. No rapper can rap quite like I can. I take a muscle-bound man and put his face in the sand. We was like, I can't take much more of this. I'm LL Cool J now. I'm LL Cool J. Went out, bought me a Kango and everything. Right? Walking around looking like LL. But then, of course, that changed again. When Rakim and Eric B came out, changed the flow and style more smoothly. Do-do-do-do. It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you without a strong rhyme to step to. Thinking how many meat shows you slept through? Time's up. I'm sorry I kept you. Thinking of this, you keep repeating your miss. The rhymes from the microphone solo wit, so you sit by the radio, hand on the dial tone. As you hear it, pump up the volume, dance with the speaker till you hear. And we was like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And then Humpty, do me baby. Do the Humpty Hump. I do the Humpty Hump. People say you're Humpty. Yeah, loved it, man. I get stupid. I shoot an arrow like Cupid. Loved it, man. Those were good times, man. I wish those days would come back. I wish, what? Busted me all up, y'all. Yeah, then NWA came out. I was almost scared to listen to them. Should I be listening? Did they just say F the police coming? And Easy E, horrible rapper with that voice. Yeah. Ruthless, my style as a juvenile, ran with the gang, slaying in the meanwhile, banking. I specialize in ganking. I was like, does he have a stuffed up nose? Does Easy need to blow? Does he need some napkins for that nose? But they loved him. Yeah. So I didn't think it would get much worse than that. But then you had your black and conscious type rappers too. Like, you know, the angriest people in the business during the time. Public Enema. Oh, yeah. I got a letter from the government the other day. I opened and read it. It said that they were suckers. They tried to tell me that we were sitting there like, that man's mad. And he's making me mad for some reason. I started off happy, but then that man said, a cell is hell. I'm a rebel, so I'll rebel. Between bars got me thinking like an animal. I was like, wait a minute, I'm not in the cell. I don't know why I'm so mad. But they just keep rapping, making me madder and madder. Yeah, man. And then I ain't like when they went all love. Yeah, when I'm alone in the room, sometimes I stare at the wall. I'm going, nah, man, no. Now, the rap shouldn't be love songs, okay? Unless you bust the rhymes. Baby, if you give it to me, I'll give it to you. I know what you want. You know I got it. Baby, if you give it to me, I'll give it to you. I was like, that's acceptable. I'll let that go. All right, man, I can sit here all night reminiscing, going through the old school all the way up to the new school in every category. You know, kids, fun time, cars, everything. Everything's done changed, man. These folks wouldn't know how to survive growing up when we grew up. You think if you put your kid in the car right now and say, we got to work together to move the seat up, you think they know what you're talking about? One seat in the front. You talking about, all right, everybody, come on. Y'all got you're going backwards while I'm going frontwards. Yeah, they would be sitting there like, what do you want me to? That's too much work. I'm on my game right here. They wouldn't know what to do with it. Talking about some, roll down the window. Okay, where's the button? It's that knob. You got to do this. What? You got to be kidding me. My arms, I can't do that. They wouldn't know what to do. Yeah. Try riding them around with no air conditioning in the heat. Talking about we're going to use the windows. Roll those down. I'm going to die. I have asthma. Unbelievable. So they missed the wonder of transitioning into a more modern society. See, the stuff that they're not impressed by a lot. We were impressed by the little things, man. The little things. My dad bought me a pop. He had a car. It was a pop-up sunroof. Just something like that. I was bewildered by it. I was like, there's a hole in the roof. Popped that mug up. Thought we was rich. And then when he came home with his Buick, Fifth Avenue, that bad boy had an electric one in it. When we got a chance to roll down windows without the thing, we were mesmerized. We thought we were rich. It was the little things that made us feel special. They don't get it, man. They don't get it. Yeah. We were happy just to have a game on your TV with the most primitive graphics ever. You look back and see, to me, you give me an Atari game right now, I'll play the heck out of it. All day. And they will be looking at that mess like, what is this? These little, what are those X's and stuff? They don't understand. Okay, they look like, when they play their video games now, it looks like you're watching a full-blown movie. Full-blown. Hey, it's ridiculous. Pong. Yeah. Boop. Beep. Boop. Pong. That's all you needed. Yeah, give me Snake, and I could play that all day. It's great. All right, I'm serious. I said I was going to stop a few minutes ago, but when you're talking about back in the days, it's hard. It's hard. All right, so let's go ahead. I done already got loose, busting rhymes and joking about the old days. So let me go
There's some kings in the building. Throw your fists at me, show some respect.
Gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. Yeah. So, guys, we got shenanigans still going on. And we're going to talk about those shenanigans tonight, as usual. Y'all still talking about old school. Donkey Kong. Oh, yeah. No, see, y'all ain't going to do it. Y'all know I got ADHD, man. Y'all know that. Y'all be messing with me sometimes. Y'all put stuff in there. Y'all know I'm going to be like, don't wait, you know what? That is true. I remember that. Yeah, so let me, okay. All right, let me get focused. Now, I forgot what the first clip that's coming up. Let me see what I'm talking about here off grip. That's what I need to do. I didn't even do the preliminaries. All right, so now, if you can, text MAGA to 3309-744-607. And, of course, check out Kevin's Corner Store. I do have some gear if you want to check it out. And if you want to support the channel in other ways, you can do it through my CASHAPP and my PayPal. And it'd be greatly appreciated. And please subscribe to all my alternative channels and stuff, my links. Now that Mark Zuckerberg is planning to kind of make Facebook and Instagram more, friendly to free speech, I might try to figure out how to get back on there and start uploading clips. So please follow me on some of these platforms because I need to diversify. I got to diversify because YouTube hasn't gotten a memo yet. And, they're still playing games a little bit with the suppression of videos and, my channel and stuff like that. So I really do want to branch out. And y'all can help me out by following me on Rumble. Now, let's get into what we're going to be starting off with tonight, talking about what? Oh, man. Defending the indefensible. Now, we already know who we're referring to when we say that. And it can be pretty much general. Democrats. Democrats defend the indefensible, okay? Because they come up with ideas that are indefensible. So now they got to defend those ideas when they get called out. Now, normally they would just come out and just say, shut your mouth, you're a white nationalist, xenophobe, homophobe, racist, fascist, and all of that stuff, and Hitler. Normally they'll just do that because they're not going to waste the time trying to make it make sense because you can't make sense out of nonsense. See, that's the fundamental rule. Yeah, you can't give me nothing and tell me to make sense out of it. I'm going, what am I looking at here? Oh, that's nothing. But can you make something out of it? No, I'm not God. I can't create. I can only invent. I need to take things that already exist to make something. I can't just go, poof, there it is. And Democrats have some of the worst ideas that is trash. It's nothing. So when I look at it and I go, that right there is trash. And it's very difficult to make sense out of nonsense. So here we are now. They done lost the election. They realized one of the main reasons they lost the election was because of illegal immigration. And then, of course, the Republicans make them have to come out and defend the indefensible by proposing all types of new legislation. And I love it. I want Republicans to go through and find every stupid policy that cost the Democrats the election. I want them to go through and attack every stupid idea, philosophy, any of that stuff, any wokeness, and come up with ways to force these folks to come out on the floor and do stuff like this. Delicious. What the?
Illegal aliens who commit crimes must not be released into our communities. Our colleagues can't even use the term of art that's in the statute. Illegal alien. They can.
Why can't you do that? See, that's the thing. Now, this is how you expose what they're really about. Their motive. Why can't you do that? What is your motive for not using illegal immigrant? Remember, Joe Biden got bullied. He had to go back out to the next day. I should have said that. Undocumented. Yeah, he got bullied into having to go back out there and do that. So then the question becomes, why won't you guys use that? It can't be because you're just that sensitive to illegal immigrants. It can't really be that you don't want to make them feel ostracized and excluded, because they are. They're illegal. They're not supposed to be here. So then what would be a reason why, for whatever reason, you won't use that word, that description of them? Because you guys don't want people to perceive them as illegal immigrants, because your real motive is to make them become American citizens the cheap and sneaky way for your own diabolical purposes. So now you got to pretend to be sensitive. Now you got to pretend to be, so open-hearted and inclusive and all of this. You got to pretend to do that. We all know these Democrats aren't that nice. We know they're not nice at all. We know that. So everything they do is a means to an end. They have a goal and agenda in mind. So when they come out and they tell you things like, it's so they can have a better life, it's so they can, well, what's in it for you? Nobody's just that nice. Nobody's just going to say, you know what, let's subject our whole country to a whole bunch of potential criminals, crazy folks, terrorists. Yeah, let's do that because we're just that nice. Nobody's that nice, especially Democrats. So then it got to be an ulterior motive. And now they come out and they have to try to defend the indefensible.
Can't even use that.
This is a great boon to those for-profit detention companies who make enormous profits from mandatory detention.
Oh, look at this. Now they're worried about detention, enormous profits for all these companies just making money. And they say, whoa. Lady with the cock eyes. Lady with those bug eyes. Lady with those chameleon eyeballs that move in multiple directions. Listen here, toots. You're not worried about all of these nonprofit organizations that's linked with the Democrats, funded by some you-know-what people, evil actors, and us, getting all of this money to shelter them, feed them, and do all of these other things. You're not worried about them folks getting rich. And you're not worried about them organizations that make a lot of money going down and helping them, adjust to, being, I guess, a new American and all of that. Yeah, they get money. But now all of a sudden, when these people get money for doing something that actually leads to something better, you got a problem with it. Now all of a sudden, these people are getting rich, they're making money and stuff, just trying to find stupid reasons to justify not sending these people back or punishing the criminals. Right now, this bill is dealing with a bill that would punish folks who commit crimes regardless. That means you spit, you drop some bubble gum, and the cop says, excuse me, you can't be putting bubble gum on the ground here, buddy. Can I see your license? License? No license. What, you don't have a license? Well, you got any idea? No. I just got here the other day. Biden told me to come search the border. Okay, well, you're going back home. Yeah, that's what's going to happen to you. So you pick your bubble gum up and take it with you. So they don't want that. And they got a problem with going after these folks that commit crimes.
Senator Fetterman, there are Democrats, obviously, who spoke out against this today. One of them, Congressman Raskin. Take a listen.
Well, let's hear
Take the
Raskin.
crime, paste into it a template immigration law covering convicted criminals.
Pick a crime, paste into it the immigration law covering convicted, anything to protect the illegals. And this is what cost him. We know the game. We know this guy's not nice. We know he had to come up with a sly way to try to say this right here is not a good bill because of it depicts illegals as villains, demonizes them and all this stuff. You think that dude cares about that? What he's doing, once again, is trying to play to the heartstrings of ignorant people who don't realize how diabolical these Democrats are and what their real agenda is. And so they want to distract them and make them think we're just that nice. And these Republicans are just trying to demonize these people and pick crimes, just anything, to send them right back home.
And then require detention or deportation of certain persons merely accused of committing crime or
merely accused of committing the crime. And see, let me tell you something. If I catch you and I say, wait a minute, this dude just ran out of the store with a whole bag of Slim Jims. And the owner ran out and said, stop that guy. He stole all our Slim Jims. And I grab him. And he said, I didn't steal the Slim Jims. I thought, no, he stole the Slim. I didn't steal the Slim Jims. And then I say, okay, well, let's go ahead, run your information. And I run this guy's information and it come back that the Slim Jim thief is from Guatemala and came here legally. I don't need to run him through due process at that moment because I'm going, due process is, hey, you're not supposed to be here, Slim Jim guy. So how about we go ahead and send you back? The Slim Jim issue is secondary at this point. It's secondary. It just opened up the door for me to snatch you and find out you're not even supposed to be here. So now you can keep the Slim Jims and take them back to Guatemala or wherever you're from. So this guy right here is whining and saying, you know what? We have to go ahead and run them through due process like they're American citizens. And see, that's the problem. He and the Democrats are trying to defend these people by using rules that are for Americans. And don't they realize that makes us mad when we say we're different, we're Americans, okay? You guys want them to have the same rights that we have here, but if I go down there to their country, they're not going to do the same for me.
or arrested for committing the crime. No due process required at all. This allows us to get up and demonize immigrants.
There it is. Always. Yeah, the motive. They think it's just about demonizing the immigrants, making them look bad and all of this stuff. See, this is the kind of crap, the games that they play. Now, you see Poodle up top. Look like he done tamed the poodle, or the poodle is losing hair or whatever. I don't know what's going on with the poodle on his head, but it's looking bad. It's raggedy. But nonetheless, Poodle up top is trying to make us look mean by saying that people who break our laws need to be punished. But yet, for some reason, all these Americans that they say break laws, then we can get punished. You think he would have the same kind of compassion for all the folks on J6? Well, let's go ahead and not just be heavy-handed on all of them. I mean, heck, it was a large percentage of them that looked pretty peaceful and just simply walking around, not doing anything. And I mean, you think he's going to have that? Now you're just simply trying to demonize all of these Trump supporters. You're using all of this just to demonize all of those Trump supporters. Nope. He'd be like, they're all insurrectionists and they need the maximum.
So what do you say to that? You've signed on to this bill.
Oh, well, I mean, I have a lot of enormous respect.
What the? This is a Democrat being asked about that. What is going on with Fetty?
Respect for my colleague in the House, but I just happen to disagree on this. And for me, just like my friend and colleague in the Senate, like it's really common sense. And I'd like to remind everybody that we have hundreds of...
What did he just say? Did he just say it's really common sense? You telling me Fetterman, who almost lost his mind during that stroke, as he gets better, he regains some common sense to where he's able to call out his raggedy folks in his party and say, I don't know what the problem is. I don't know why that's even controversial. Y'all are trying to defend the indefensible. It's common sense. Simple as that. So when you try to make sense out of something that is nonsense, without calling it out like, no, I'm not even going to try to make sense out of that because it's stupid. So what's happening is the Democrats are trying to make this nonsense make sense. And you can't do it because it's common sense to take these people out of the country if they break the law.
Hundreds of thousands of migrants here illegally that have convicted of crimes. And why? I don't know why. Who wants to defend to allow them to remain in our nation?
Your party. Yeah, those stupid folks in your party. And I hope this dude evolves, gets better to the point where he finally say, you know what? I'm starting to realize my party is kind of corrupt. They're just doing stupid stuff at this point. It would probably benefit me, especially considering Pennsylvania went red. Probably benefit me to just walk away from these folks. Pull a Tulsi Gabbard. Pull a RFK. I hope he gets to that point. He may never. But nonetheless, at this point, considering this particular topic, he's a voice of reason. Why aren't the rest of them like that? These dudes, if they could, they would keep every single illegal immigrant that came across it, whether they are accused of whatever crime or not, and just let it play out. They wouldn't go after them. They wouldn't want to bring no attention by trying to find 100 and some thousand of them or 13,000 or so that are accused of like murder. They wouldn't want to bring attention while they're going on a manhunt to get the rest of them out. They would just say, shh, don't keep that information. Release that in the middle of the night on a Sunday or Friday at midnight or something. We don't want the public realizing that we have murderers from other countries roaming around our country because of us. And if we start going after these folks to deport them, it might stir up the hornet's nest. It might make dumb Americans that are walking around without seeing what's going on start saying, what is this manhunt? Why are they how many murderers? Wait a minute. Why are they doing this? How did they get in here? See, that's what they want to avoid. So now, what are they talking about? We don't need this law. It's to demonize. No, it's to go after these folks. And by doing that, it exposes how corrupt you guys were getting them here.
That. And now, if you're here illegally and you're committing crimes and those things, I don't know why anybody thinks that it's controversial that they all need to go.
It's not. But it's evil. And that's why they're trying to defend it. Because they know that it's indefensible, but they're going to go ahead and say, we're evil for going ahead and trying to get these people out for committing crimes. We're trying to demonize them. They're the victims. They're the victims, not America. They're the victims. So Fetty is having moments of common sense, and I appreciate it.
Do you think that this was one of, if not the biggest issue for this election?
Well, I think if we can't, there's 47 of us in the Senate, and if we can't pull up with 7 votes, and if we can't get at least 7 out of 47, and if we can't, then that's the reason why we lost. That's one of them. That's one of why we lost, in part.
And that's one of many other reasons. Wow. So now, look at this, guys. Yeah, we're making moves as a country. Trump ain't even in office yet. And we're making moves and the left don't like it. Look at this, how it started.
This is something that's been discussed for many years. Harry Truman had the idea of Greenland. I had the idea.
Oh, look at that, look at that. Trump repeats, what is that? Musing about taking control of Canada and Greenland. See, it's hard for me to read backwards. I can read it from here. Greenland repeats using talking points. Wait a minute. Leader calls for independence from Denmark. What's going on with this? Okay. Now, what is this all about? How in the world did this go from Trump just throwing out statements and stuff like that, like he normally does, to now all of a sudden we see some movement on this? What's going on with this? So this might be just a way that Trump stirs up the hornet's nest and gets the dialogue going and starts the negotiations going by throwing it out there, like it's a joke, but it ain't really a joke. Yeah. See, you know how this, hey man, dude, don't make me whoop your butt. Yeah. But something about that, you going out, I don't know if that was all 100% joke. That was kind of like a warning joke. Yeah, I wanted to just make sure you understand that we can be cool or this can get physical. I'm gonna let you fill in the blanks. So Trump throws that out there. Then of course the media always, oh, why look at this. He says stupid things. Where's this coming from? Where's this coming from? Trump knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. Let's continue. What's this? What? Don Jr.'s going in? Over a joke? Is that Trump first one? Well, that escalated quickly. Here I am thinking we still joking. Now we landing in Greenland? Good grief. We're making moves, y'all. You can never put anything past Trump. Yeah, if there is a mountain to climb, he's like, I can do it. Let's do it. Why not? What's keeping us from doing it? I'm loving it. That's right. So now you can see, guys, some of the stuff that the media mocks and thinks this is Trump going crazy and losing his mind actually has a purpose. You know, you throw things out there for a reason, and they don't get it yet. They want to say, now look at him. He's trying to go and become an imperialistic country. He's even talking about going to war with them over the Panama Canal. And he might even invade Mexico. He might invade Canada. Who knows? All this stuff. We know that's not what Trump's going to do. But he is going to use some leverage. And sometime he comes out over the top. It's better to come out and hit him hard. Hit him high, hit him high, hit him high, hit him high. You can hit them low, hit them low, hit them low. Hit them high first. All right? Make them the shock value. Boom. Man, this dude talking about what? And then bring it down like he did with Little Rocket Man. There you go. Come out, you tell Little Rocket Man, you keep playing around with them little rockets, you're going to get blown off the map. And then when Rocket Man makes the adjustment, then you say, now come over here, let me talk to you. See, I ain't want to have to come out and call you Little Rocket Man at first. You think I like doing stuff like that? Now, you know you can't be shooting rockets all over the place. You understand, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, now come here and give me some sugar. Now go outside and play. Little Rocket Man. So you do that. And now look where we're at.
We are now. My son, and he's a real hunter, fisher, and love. And I thought it'd be great to
We're talking to the people in Greenland.
Very talented friends and the other group, a lot of other people. So I just want to say that it's a very special place. It needs security for itself, but it also needs security very much for the world. The location really, you see the people and the ships sailing around, and they're not the right ships.
Not the right ships. There's always a purpose to his negotiations and progress. We can't be a stagnant country. We have to be a progressively thinking country. And I ain't talking about when it comes down to social issues. I'm talking about foreshadowing what the United States needs to do to remain a powerful superpower. You know, you sit down, you get content, and don't think outside the box, and you get blindsided. Because guess who's thinking outside those boxes? China. They're all over in Africa, building relationships. They're everywhere. And they keep expanding right out into the ocean, the Pacific. They're always testing the waters. They're always saying, what new relationships can we build with other countries? How can we set up outposts and all of that stuff a little closer to the United States? Now, can we tolerate that? Absolutely not. You think the Biden administration was thinking about that? You think they was able to see what possibly could happen if we don't check China and Russia from playing around up there in the Greenland area? Yeah, and down there in the canal and all that stuff. You think they think like that? Now, they just sit back. We're monitoring the progress. We're keeping an eye on it. And as long as that's all you're going to do, then they're going to keep going. So Trump is thinking ahead and saying, yo, I see what my enemy is trying to do. This is chess. You're a horrible chess player if you can't anticipate the moves of your opponent several moves ahead. Now, I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to set me up, see. I know why he put that pawn out there. Now, if I take the pawn, then that rook is going to take me. Now, if I take that, then it's going to open me right up to get my queen taken. And I can't let the queen get taken. So what I'm going to go with Knight to this, you got to think like that. Biden don't think, period. And the rest of his folks are too worried about wokeness. So look at where we're at now.
Issues you want to know about. So we need security, and our country needs it, and the whole world needs it.
Yes. We need security. Our country needs it. The whole world needs it. Now, Greenland, would you rather China get up there and start infringing upon y'all, stuff like that, in Russia, or us? Yeah, that's how you got to work.
You're so strategically looking.
Yeah.
Look like some people in Greenland's cool.
You guys like that, right?
Woo, I like it. Let's go to Greenland. As cold as it is up there. Look at them. They're all sitting in that shop right there with MAGA hats on. Now, the sad part about this, if we are able to close that deal, I guarantee you, the left will find a problem with it. They find a problem with it. How about this right here? We don't need it. It's a waste of money. Trump's just trying to provoke our enemies to this and that. And then he's taking over the country. We told you he's a dictator. We told you he was Hitler. He's trying to take over the whole globe. They would have a problem with it instead of seeing the progress and the protections that Trump is trying to set up for us. He's doing like a good parent would do. Yeah, I only got a little bit of time on earth, and I got to set up things that will give everybody the best opportunity for safety and success after I'm gone. I got to look at the empire, the kingdom, man, and say, all right, when I'm gone, we might not have a smart, forward-thinking leader. So right now, I see this is a vulnerability. That right there is a weakness. If we do this, we can strengthen our presence in this area. You got to think like that. But because the Democrats are not America first and they're anti-Trump first, no matter what Trump does, it could be the best deal ever. They'll say, oh, I can't believe him. This seems like he's just, and I'm going, go, Trump, go.
Yeah, we're learning a lot. It's been great. Actually, incredibly beautiful place. The people are incredible. The welcome was spectacular. It's pretty amazing.
Well, that's great. Well, you go have a good time, everybody, and we're going to treat you well. You know that. And just take care of yourselves. Thank you all very much.
See you soon.
Thank
you.
See you soon. Now, is Trump the president yet? Pretty much, but not legally. Not legally. Do you think Creepy Sleepy would have thought like this? You think he could have sent the crackhead over there to negotiate? You think Hunter could have showed up over there? They would have been trying to look for ways to profit, make money. Hey, Hunter, when you get there, tell him the big guy sent you. And what we're going to do is put you on the board of, they would do something sneaky because it's always, how can this benefit us with the Democrats? So, yeah, man, I appreciate the progress. And Trump's not even the president yet. Unbelievable. Well, guys,
Greenland, for example. And I know there's a lot of freakouts, and of course I would never support taking it by force. But I do think it's a responsible conversation if they were open to acquiring it and whether they're just buying it outright. I mean, if anyone think that's bonkers, it's like, well, remember the Louisiana purchase? Oh, I think Alaska was a great deal too. $50 million, I think it was. It was referred to as Seward's Folly.
Yeah, well, see, we're not allowed to think like that now under progressivism. We're not allowed to think like that according to the left anymore because we're a imperialistic white nationalist country that don't respect the indigenous people. And then, of course, up there in Greenland, our presence might scare off a rare organism that's floating around out there in the ice water or something like that. And we got to worry about the environment. All of that stupid stuff. Those were back in our glory days when we were going, you know what? Why can't we do this? You think maybe what would be great if we could occupy and let's set this up. That's how we became a superpower, thinking like that. So my man right here, Fetterman, is getting healed. Hopefully, he'll get completely healed. He's going, what's the problem with thinking like this? Why not? Should we just let China and Russia do all these things and we stay stagnant? If we don't make a better deal, if we don't build the relationships, guess who will? Yeah, Xi definitely would be like, here's some benefits for allowing China to set up a military base up here in Greenland. They'll go ahead and negotiate it.
and now that was Alaska now. So, I mean, open to having all kinds of conversations as well. And now I don't think it's not helpful to freak out, but some things might work out, some may not. But
freak out. Oh, freak out. You already know. The left is going to be freaking out over anything Trump does. Anything. I don't care how good it is.
That's part of ongoing dialogue. But he hasn't even taken office in 2 weeks. And, we really need to pace ourselves if we're going to freak out over every last tweet or every last conversation or press conference. Because, but
they won't take your words of wisdom, Fetty. They won't take it. They're going to come right out the box, full speed, running a mile. Dude, you need to slow down. You need to pace yourself. You got 4 more laps to go. Shut up! Halfway on the other side, they're laying down with the tongue hanging down.
That's good. That's a good one, John. I like it. I like it.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like, we are here to work together.
Yeah.
And some things you can agree or disagree. But
not according to the left.
That's how DC works. There's one.
What's this? What's this? What? Trump flips the script on J6. What? You got to be kidding me. You mean the worst attack on the homeland since 9/11? He flipped the script? So they got him up in a press conference asking him some questions about J6. And let's see what he said.
Oh, the only one that was killed was a beautiful young lady named Ashley Babbitt.
What?
She was killed. And there was actually somebody else that was killed, also a MAGA person, but people don't give it 100% credibility.
They're not people. Come on. That doesn't count. MAGA people? Yeah. They're like 2 or 3 notches below humans. They're like Neanderthal or whatever and stuff like that. So we don't have to feel bad about it. We don't have to feel bad about when MAGA folks get attacked for just wearing a MAGA hat or whatever. We don't have to get mad or feel bad about it when they get locked up for doing pretty much nothing. Pretty much nothing. They deserved it. They're not like us civilized liberals and stuff like that. So now Trump is flipping the script on J6.
Yeah, I'm going to find out about it, and we're going to find out. But Ashley Babbitt was killed. She was shot. She had never been shot. She was shot for no reason whatsoever. In fact, they say that she was trying to hold back the crowd, and the crowd was made up of a lot of different people, so we'll see.
Yeah, like John Sullivan. Yeah, that guy right there. Whatever he uses his name on the internet for, he was right there with the camera recording it all. He was one of the guys that was recording himself talking about, I bought this MAGA hat, y'all. Yeah, I bought this hat, and I do this a lot of times. We're going in with the MAGA stuff on. I'm gonna take it off afterwards. Yeah, there it is. And look at this. Look, I got these credentials. I always say I'm with the press. I'm with the press. But we're taking this thing. We're taking it. Yeah, that guy. Somebody needs to look into that. Yeah, they were taking the Capitol before the rally even finished. What were they doing there? That's my question. We got a lot of questions. And Trump flipping the script on J6.
But I will tell you this, the person that was killed was Ashley Babbitt. The other thing is...
Are you sure, Trump? Because we're going to go ahead and have to show a whole bunch of dis and misinformation about that J6 in a second.
They talk, there was never charges of insurrection or anything like that. But if there were, this would be the only insurrection in history where people went in as insurrectionists with not one gun.
Flip the script on J6 with common sense. Why hasn't nobody been saying this the whole time? Why is it when people go on these fake bootleg networks, even as Republicans sometimes, they let them keep using the label of insurrection, the description of an insurrection without saying, wait a minute, man, whoa, stop saying that. Nobody charged, nobody accused. These are things y'all just make up. And if nobody checks you, you'll keep using it to make the public believe that's what happened. So let's go ahead and see how this plays out against reality and logic. How would you envision a true insurrection playing out? What would be the force to back up the insurrectionists? You can't just run in there with nothing but a hand with skin on it, talking about we taking this joint, and you got armed folks inside, and you would definitely have them come in and drag all of y'all butts outside, even if you overthrew the folks on the inside. So all of y'all overwhelm them and get in there, then what? Nobody thinks like that? Now you're sitting there like, all right, We're in here. We got it. So yeah, that's okay. Good job, everybody. Now we live here. We can't go home. What are you talking about? As soon as we leave, they're going to come back in and take over the building. We have to hold the fort. Sorry, guys. Y'all didn't know this was a one-way trip. We now live in the Capitol. Was that going to happen? So then let's just say that did happen. You didn't have to play it out for the dummies. So now they're all living in the Capitol, but they're still in there with hands with skin on it, MAGA hats, and cell phones. All of a sudden, the real feds and all them folks coming there, all right, look, let's go put the infrared on. We're going to go ahead and set up. Do you know how quick they would have went in and got rid of all these people? But yet you got folks trying to suspend our logic and make us think that was the intent. It was an insurrection with no plan. No plan whatsoever. So Trump now is starting to address this with some common sense, throwing that stuff out there and say, think about that. I want y'all to think about how that would play out like I just did.
Okay? And let me tell you, the people that you're talking about have a lot of guns in their home for hunting and for shooting and for entertainment.
Yeah, but they didn't bring them. They didn't bring them, Trump. Why not? You mean to tell me you, with your osmosis, your telekinesis, didn't send out the dog whistle to us all? Bring your guns for the insurrection. You mean to tell me they didn't get the insurrection memo? Just left all the guns at the crib. We won't need them. Yeah, just use those MAGA hats and those cell phones.
A lot of good reasons, but there wasn't one.
Officer Brian Sicknick died after being hit in the head with a fire extinguisher.
Well, look at that. Because you can't have an insurrection without no victims, without no violence, because Trump just came out and said the only person really who died was Ashley Babbitt, who was shot unnecessarily. But then that would make our side look like we actually are the victims. When you talk about real, life-changing events that took place on that day. So now, this is how the media was covering these lies, trying to build this narrative that it was an insurrection. Look at this.
During the hours-long attack, they beat a Capitol police officer to death with a fire extinguisher.
Officer Brian Sicknick died after being hit in the head with a fire extinguisher during the fight.
He died at the age of 42 after he was bludgeoned with a fire extinguisher.
Now, you do realize these people should be sued. I mean, you would have lost your job back in the day by coming out there and doing that. Coming out there and just straight saying, they beat a man to death. He was bludgeoned. Now, you think they ever retracted this the way that they laid it out there? You think they were just as passionate to come out and say, actually? No. Because who knows? You might get some Democrats years later still referring to that. And as long as you pretend that you didn't hear them and you just have them on your show, like officers died that day, and you just kind of let it go, knowing that it's a full-blown lie, you keep the narrative going that Trump is responsible for this. Trump must not care about the police officers. Trump's about to pardon all of these people who killed at least 4 cops, at least. So they went out there, putting this narrative out there that this man was bludgeoned to death, killed. And then you had who come out.
I didn't think that I was just going to be killed. I thought other things were going to happen to me as well.
And I wonder what those things could be. She was more like a doodoo queen on a movie screen. I pay no mind, but what do you mean? She's a congresswoman. She's LC, she's bubblehead #1. Without a doubt, she's just dumb. So now you want to hear what Bubble One got to say? This is the propaganda she was pushing. And the lies. Nobody called them out. But you know what, guys? We're flipping the script on J6. Yeah, look at Dana Trash sitting there like, what do you mean when you had said that you were worried about other things?
So what sounds like what you're telling me right now is that you didn't only think that you were going to die, you thought you were going to be...
Yeah. Did you hear that, Trash? Did you hear that, Trash? Not only did I think I was going to die, I thought they was going. And I'm saying, are you kidding me? You weren't even in the building, but you're talking about you thought they were going to kill you and then do the artwork to you. Full-blown lies, Trash. And you know she's lying. She's insecure about it. This is about as bad is the black teacher out in Beverly Hills talking about, oh, they look just like KKK. All of the MAGA kids were walking outside. They were walking down the halls making noise with their flags and stuff, and they turned the doorknob, and my students were like, don't let them in here, don't let them in here. They look just like KKK. That's what this is like. So here she is, and she knows she's lying. She knows she wasn't even near that. And watch, you could tell, because after she said, yeah, look, watch her eyes. Watch her eyes.
Yeah, I thought I was.
Look, you see them eyes? You see that? That is the full-blown, I'm a full-blown liar. Look up. Yeah, that was a pretty much full-blown lie. Yeah, I can't even look in the camera with a straight face after saying, I thought I was going to become a victim of you know what. Unbelievable.
And that you now understand, having thought about it, is because of your experience.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
I think so. I think so. So, I can't wait until Trump gets in office. Cash Patel comes in and start whooping tail. And I'm telling you, 2 things on my priority list, y'all. 2 things. We got to definitely unravel this whole Trump is a convicted felon narrative. You know, they're trying to get Trump to just pump the brakes on that and be like, nah, I'm cool. Just let me take the win, because they tried to go ahead and, you know, give him a symbolic sentencing today. And Marshawn knows it's pretty much over, but he's trying to give the Democrats a moral victory and, you know, just throw mud on Trump's big day that's coming up. So he'll go in as the first convicted felon president ever. And we don't care. We'll love him just like that. There it is. In fact, we'll start saying, we'll flip that mess just like the J6 script. Do a flip out. We got us a wonderful felon in the office. I love him. I love him. Mm-hmm. So, you know, that's what they're up to when it comes down to that. And I hope Trump and the rest of them punish them. I hope this judge is prepared for the backlash, because, see, if I was him, I probably would have just said, let me go ahead and drop this, because I don't want to poke the bear. Okay. Even though this is a different type of bear, but I don't want to poke the bear, knowing that I probably was involved in some coordination and some scheming to even allow this whole trashy case to even go forward. I probably was involved with that. So I probably should just be quiet. I should go ahead and just dismiss this crap and go on with my life. But when you do stuff like that, and you people know it's malicious, you sit back, so you're going to try to sentence me, ruin my big day, put this label on me. Now, you know, when we get in, we're going to be going through all kind of stuff to find out who talked to who. How did this even happen? Because this looks very, very strange. It looks like lawfare. And I'm pretty sure the Democrats wouldn't have just relied on a random judge that they could not control or know the outcome of the trial. I'm sure this was too important for them to just say, let's close our eyes, reach in the bag and pull out a judge. And whatever one we pull out would be corrupt enough to allow this case to go forward. They made sure they found the right judge. The question becomes, how did you find that judge? And how did that judge get with you and say, well, all right, then here's what we do. If you do it this way, on my end, I'll do that. That's what happened. So now this would be motivation for me. If I'm Trump, if I'm Cash Patel, if I'm Bondi, to go through and find out every hand that touched this lawfare. And I think that judge's hands is all over it. So let's continue, because guess who else? Hands is all over this tragedy. We're back out in California. I'm going back to Cali. I'm going back to Cali. Man, I don't think so. So now here's Smokey the Bear. Look at that. Okay, so wait a minute. Hold on. What's this? The rainbow flag. What the crap? So they made Smokey the Bear be a part of the LGBTQ community out in California. This is supposed to be the fire department, and they done wokeified Smokey. Y'all better, did Smokey approve this? Y'all took advantage of Smokey? So let's see how this is all working out.
You want to see somebody that responds to your house, your emergency, whether it's a medical call or a fire call, that looks like you. It gives.
Now see, This is what I'm talking about. How you gonna be big with no bass? Big with no bass in his voice. He got no bass in his voice. Big for nothing. Out there, big as heck, and got no bass whatsoever. Helium all on the inside. So now this dude is big, sitting there trying to look like a woman, man.
A little bit more ease, knowing that.
Look at that. Makeup, arch eyebrows, little curly top. And I'm saying, what are you doing? These are the people that they built this commercial around out there in California because they want to be inclusive. They want to encourage everybody to become a part of the fire department, and this is how it works. See what wokeness will do to you? Goes up in smoke, everything woke. So just like they launched a campaign to recruit tough, hardcore folks into our military by coming up with a commercial with cartoons talking about these are my two moms, and it backfired. Folks, I don't want to be part of that. I'm not coming to join that. All right? Same thing here. Yeah. You think the real tough guy that's sitting there curling, watching TV, and that commercial pops up? We want you to join the force because it's all about diversity. You think he's going to say, yeah, I was right. I think I'll fit right in there with all my testosterone. So here, this big, soft guy girl is trying to tell us that this is good for the fire department.
You might understand their situation better. Is she strong enough to do this? Or you couldn't care.
Is she strong enough to do this? You're not a she. I'm pretty sure this is a he. Pretending to be a she. I don't know. But nonetheless, as big as this person is, don't be talking about you're a she. I'd be like, this big, strong woman came in and grabbed me and picked me up and drugged me out of the fire. Well, that's not a woman. That's a man, baby. That's a man.
Carry my husband out of a fire, which my response is he got himself in the wrong place if I have to carry him out of a fire.
Okay. Look at that. Not showing any men. You got one person who's pretending to be a man or a man pretending to be a woman. I don't know. Then the rest of the clips are just showing women who do not look like they are in shape. I mean, it burns me. And I think this should be a requirement across the board when it comes down to, our first responders, man. You gotta have some type of shape. I see some police officers, I'm like, dude, you're not chasing anybody down looking like that. I mean, you're gonna have to shoot somebody in the back. You know that, right? Because you're gonna make it like 10 steps and then it's over. It's over with. You can't stay in the gym, especially if you ain't an old cop that's been there for 22 years. I got 3 more years and I'm out of here. I might be able to say, cool. We might not want you in the streets chasing folks, but I can understand it. But you've been on the force 5 years and, you're sitting there looking like Benny Hill. I'm going, you're not chasing anybody looking like that. This person, they jumping on, look at this. That lady ain't dragging nobody up. She ain't carrying nobody down a ladder. I mean, least look the part. You're supposed to fit whatever your job description. You watch football, okay? You look at the linemen. I expect them all to be tall, big, and fat. I don't expect to look out there and see a defensive back looking like a nose tackle. I'm like, that dude's not watching anybody. He can't even see his cleats because his stomach is too big. Defensive backs are supposed to have abs. And I don't expect a center to be out there looking like the kicker. 180 pounds, talking about hut. You're supposed to be built for the job, but not them. They don't care. It's all about equity and inclusion.
Few moments later.
LA mayoral candidate and real estate developer Rick Caruso criticizing the city's response to the windstorm and fires. He says officials should have been more prepared.
The real issue to me is twofold. We've had decades to go remove the brush in these hills that spreads so quickly. And the second is, you got to have water. And my understanding is the reservoir was not refilled in time and in a timely manner to keep the hydrants going.
Uh-oh. Now, this is going to reflect poorly on Democrat leaders, right? So now you got to go and find yourself a woke news anchor that's going to try to cover for these local idiots by saying, that's not true. That they denied that. They said that, so we're going to go there and have to see what this guy who's covering this story is going to say about the whole no water issue.
So that's a failure, whether on DWP's part or another city agency. But this is basic stuff. This isn't high science here.
You would think that.
And it's all about leadership and management that we're seeing a failure of.
Democrat. I just want to add that in there. All right, as a disclaimer, Democrat leadership, okay? Everybody needs to know. All right, there's a reason why this leadership sucks. Democrat, that's what they all have in common. Democrat.
And all of these residents are paying the ultimate price for that.
Despite what you have heard from Caruso, no firefighters have told us that they are running out of water.
Does that mean that that's the case? Despite what you heard from Caruso, no firefighters have told us. So what, are they supposed to stop fighting the fire, run over to you? Hey, how you doing? I just want to let you know we're out of water, okay? All right. Thank you. Heading back in. Is that the job? So now this guy, he's doing what the fake news always do. I just want to say that we haven't heard any of that, or they simply said, that's not true. There's no evidence of it. So now, guys, this guy obviously didn't really want to get to the nitty gritty and behind that claim, because then, you know, look at this.
And let's go out to Gigi Graciette. She is live in Pacific Palisades. I know your signal's not the best, but Gigi, what can you tell us?
Tell us, Gigi.
Well, firefighters have told me they have no water on this block, and you may be able to make out the ember storm that we're in the middle of right now. This house going to be a total loss. They have no water.
No water. That's essential to the job. You can't be a firefighter running in there spitting on the fire. Everybody, come on. Saliva up and spit. Doesn't work. You need water. Police officer shows up. I don't know. I don't have a gun. My fault. Firefighter, no hose, no water. What are you doing? You gotta have water.
To put on this fire. They are standing by because they're trying to save the home that is next to it.
Ask the captain, out of every 10 hydrants you attach to today, on average, how many are you getting full water from? He says little to none.
Little to none. But that other guy we just heard, I just want to note that no firefighters told us that they had no water. But look at these reports. These firefighters are they're spilling the beans, y'all. They're spilling the beans. Yeah.
You see this hose, this garden hose? This is connected to the fire truck, and this homeowner is filling up the fire truck tank with their hose.
So now the citizens work for the fire department. That's what has to happen when Democrats run your city and your state. Now everybody else got to participate because they don't know how to handle tragedies like this. Same thing when Biden and all of them tried to deal with the whole hurricane issue. The people had to step in. Now all of a sudden they're working for FEMA. Dude, I woke up this morning thinking I was going to my regular job. Now I'm a FEMA worker. There it is. I think I could fly this helicopter to go rescue some people. Let me see. Can't be that hard. Yeah, I used to watch the A-Team. To see what would that Barack, whatever them names was in the A-Team. What would they do? So this crap is happening out there, and you got regular folks sitting there trying to help put this stuff out, because guess what? The city, the state, is being ran by Democrats, and now there's no water.
They can fight these fires.
Part of the problem is a lot of people are using.
Now we got a propagandist out there. For all we know, that's a green screen background. I don't trust nothing when it comes down to CNN. This man might be out there like, all right, you know, I don't like it hot. I don't like it hot. I don't want to be too close to the fire, okay? So could you just go ahead? We could do this in the studio. And you could just put a green screen out there. You know how we be faking those backgrounds and stuff like that. Let's just do that. So now you got Anderson Pooper out there trying to report what's going on.
Hoses, trying to understandably hose down their lawns, hoping that will stop the fire. A lot of firefighters will say.
And that's a part of the problem. That's what Anderson is saying. You see, this is the crap that comes out of CNN. He's not saying the part of the problem is the fact that the mayor spent $17-point-something million on stupid stuff, and we don't have enough firefighters, and the firefighters that are here, they don't have access to water because the water got drained out into the ocean because of a fish and a mouse. A fish and a mouse wrecked the whole situation. There you go. And then, to top it off, they're woke. So you think he's going to come out there? What is he doing? Part of the problem are the people. The people who's using their water supply. That water belongs to them. I don't care if I'm out there watering my grass while all of that's going on. It's my water. That's not a problem. You guys are supposed to have your separate water to deal with fires like this, pooper. But you're talking about part of the problem is that people are watering their lawn and thinking that I would have sprayed him while he was talking. Just continue.
That's not going to stop a fire like this from burning down your house. You may keep your lawn, but it's not going to keep your house.
Newsman David Muir was given a hard time for wearing clothespins in his ABC News branded fire outfit.
Look at that. Fake news, y'all. Hey, he was more worried about making sure that his little fake fireman jacket fit nice and snug. I want it to be slim. No, it's too bulky. It's too baggy. It's too baggy. You got some pins? You got some bobby pins? No bobby pins? Stick pins? No. What about clothespins? He's clothespinned up out there trying to report on stuff. More worried about, I don't want the boxy look.
But come on, do you really want David to go on TV without looking as beautiful as he can?
Speaking of going on TV, look at these.
As you've seen and you've reported, a lot of these places are burned to the ground. There's not a single thing left in their homes. And so if they contact disasterassistance.gov, anybody has lost everything.
I think this is about to go really bad. Whenever Joe got to give directions, this could get out of control, even if they're right in front of him. Let's see if he can read it properly. Come on, Joe. This is your last chance, man. Don't go out like a sucker.
Or anything of consequence. Disasterassistance.gov or 1-800-621-3362.
I would double, triple, quadruple check that. Joe might have you calling up something crazy. Hi, this is Frank's Barbecue. How may I help you? What do you want? Is this an order in or takeout? Hey, no telling with Joe. So Joe couldn't read the numbers properly. And then he goes and does this.
That's what they disasterassistance.gov, 1-800-621-3362.
And look at Kamala sitting there like, looking snooty and, oh, God. You know, I wonder what's in that coffee right there. You already know. Probably something nice and juicy to calm her nerves.
3362 to get the kind of help they need for everything from the basics that they don't have access to right now.
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
Madam Vice President, I know you're directly affected, so you fire away.
You fire away!
No pun intended.
Indeed. Thank you, Mr. President.
Leave it to Joe.
Madam Vice President, I know you're directly affected, so you fire away. No pun intended.
Indeed. Thank you, Mr. President.
That's about as bad as he's talking about domestic violence, and we got to keep punching at it. We got to keep punching at it. Oh, Joe. I tell you. Yeah, we got to fight against domestic violence. Basically, we got to keep punching at it. Keep punching at it. So there you have Joe being in charge, making sure that everybody was informed and feel safe about what's going on. Looks like he's on the ball, y'all. Can't even read the number right. Oh, boy. And second in charge is just as bad as he is. But
lastly, amidst all this misery, Joe Biden took the opportunity to announce that he's a great-grandfather.
Good news is, I'm a great-grandfather as of today. I was granddaughter. Baby girl, baby boy.
You mean the one you don't claim? Are you talking about her? Are you proud? Did you tell the people about her so everybody can clap? You didn't do that? You didn't do that about Hunter's illegitimate one? Oh, okay. It's the one you're proud of. Okay. So, once again, Joe takes the opportunity to use a tragedy to glorify himself. I mean, this guy, I tell you, man, he just keeps on adding to his horrific legacy. Nobody wants to hear about that. How do you transition from this tragedy to talking about being a grandfather? I don't even understand that. Not the proper context. I mean, you should be serious. Your tone should be measured. It should be very serious and focus on everybody else's tragedies, everybody else's, issues, but yours. Now, this isn't a moment for you to get celebrated or clapped. I don't even know how you ended up getting there, but it was not appropriate. But Joe don't care because in his mind, it's like, it's all about Joey.
Remember this day for about the laundry subsequent.
Oh, well, look at this. Now, all of a sudden, everybody's upset because Trump was pointing out how trashy the Democrats run their cities and their states. And he had every right to do so for the simple fact, y'all saw last night during my live stream, that Trump on multiple occasions identified the potential problem, did the foreshadowing, gave solutions, recommendations, encouragements to do these things to make sure nothing like this happens. Bam! It happens. Now you already know. He's going to go straight to, didn't I tell you to do this and we wouldn't be dealing with this? Hey, everybody, you see? You see what happens when they don't listen? You see what happens? So now they're like, you're politicizing it and stuff. Ron DeSantis, now they're asking the wrong governor to address Donald Trump politicizing the whole fire thing and the tragedy. They're asking a governor who actually is on top of taking care of these type of tragedies, and that's pretty much every conservative governor across the board. But they ask him, hoping he's going to be like, yeah, that's whatever. And what does he do? Flip the script.
Elect or a president to be
Is it
criticizing.
appropriate for people in your industry to try to create division and to try to create narratives anytime these things happen? Now, you're not as interested in doing that because Newsom is a D. If Newsom was a Republican, you guys would go you would have him nailed to the wall for what they're doing over there. And I know we dealt with it. We just assume in Florida, anytime something happens, it's going to be politicized by the media. So
absolutely. That is the assumption. No matter what Trump does or no matter what the Republicans do, it's going to be politicized by the media. There it is. So they're always looking to make conservative leaders look like you could have did more. You should have been on top of that. You should have stopped this. No matter what it is. It could be a meteor that fell out of the sky. And then you should have ran outside and caught it before it hit the ground. That's all your fault. But yet, when you got this obvious catastrophe out there, that everybody is identifying multiple problems and saying all of these things are man-made problems. These aren't, well, you know what? We just had a drought and the water dried up. Nope, you had the water coming down. You went ahead and funneled the water out into the ocean. These are things that man-made problems caused.
You guys sitting in judgment of Donald Trump, I mean, excuse me, I think your track record of politicizing these things is
Smack him again, Ronnie.
Okay, last question.
Newsom should resign and that the wildfires are all his fault. So do you agree with those comments?
Yes, he should resign. Him and the mayor, both of them. In fact, every leader, every Democrat leader in California should resign. Every single one of them. Across the United States, honestly, to be honest with you. Yes, replace them with all conservative leaders.
I remember when we had the Surfside Tower collapse, I had people from the Washington Post trying to blame me for it immediately without having any facts or anything. Oh, he didn't declare a state of emergency. First of all, state of emergency doesn't mean you can't respond. It's all that. Excuse me?
Biden did it. I think that's what you said.
Well, but what I'm telling you is you guys are trying to make an issue of it when I have watched from this seat. In fact, when I got elected governor, I was meeting with some of the other Republican governors, and what they would say is, hey, if you have a natural disaster, just know media's coming at you, they're going to do it. It's not the same. That mayor of LA, if that were a Republican mayor, I could only imagine what that would do.
Yes, indeed. Remember Ted Cruz was going out of town and they lost their minds? Not to mention, another disaster out there in California is that Dookie map that Ron DeSantis had to point out. Now that right there, you got to worry about stepping in fire and in Dookie. That right there is a tragedy. I don't want to be walking around having to follow the Dookie map like, all right, it says right here, there's some Dookie up ahead, 10 feet to the left, beware of Dookie. You got to program your GPS to avoid the doo-doo. Sitting there like 10 miles ahead, you're going to run into feces. You might want to take a detour route to avoid the Dookie. So yeah, that's a problem out there. California filled with Dookie, now fire. Yeah, just horribly ran. Let's continue.
I mean, you know the fires are at high risk and you try to go to Africa, or wherever she was, to go on.
She tried to beat the fire season. All right, now I hope to God, the fire gods give me grace while I'm over in the motherland. Soon as she landed, Madam Mayor, yeah, we got a situation. Darn it! I couldn't wait till I got back. Well, buy me some time. I'm going to the inauguration. Then I'll come back and make excuses.
On some type of voyage, you should have been there preparing and doing that, and yet I don't see a lot of heat being directed in that thing. And so,
no pun intended. Yeah, they deserve some of that heat and sent them their way too.
I'd like to see some balance on how this is done. You can criticize the president-elect, but I think you also have to hold these other people accountable, and I have not seen that.
Not gonna happen.
Here, LA County.
But here she is, y'all. Here she is. She's back, y'all, from Africa with that Florida Evans afro. Now she's going to get up there and tell everybody what the deal is.
He is in a panic state. It began 2 days ago with the Palisades fire. My crew and I arrived shortly after it started. And for several hours, we watched as hundreds of homes in a neighborhood burned to the ground. We did not see a single fire engine. We watched as Good Samaritans guided traffic. There was fear and there was a lot of confusion. You were out of the country at the time.
Having fun.
Shortly after the fire started, a press release was put out warning of this fire behavior. My question to you is, what explains this lack of preparation and rapid response?
Me, I'm a woke, garbage Democrat mayor who, got in DEI style. Yeah, I got in DEI style. And, pretty much don't care about the people. I have no real leadership skills. And I'm not trying to be a great leader. Yeah, you know what? It's not about being proactive. It's about being reactive for Democrats. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We're proactive when it comes to our wokeness, though. We want to make sure we get ahead of discrimination and injustice and bullying and making sure women's reproductive rights are protected. We want to be proactive with all of that. You know what I'm saying? We want to get ahead of all of the racism out there systemically running around and stuff. Not the fires. We don't want to get ahead of that, though. We don't want to get ahead of that. We don't want to get ahead of the crime after we lower the standards and all of that stuff. We don't want to get ahead of that mess. So now let's continue, because I want to hear what Florida Evans Afro got to say.
Let me just say, first and foremost, my number one focus, and I think the focus of all of us here,
is participating in an inauguration over in Africa
with one voice, is that we have to protect lives, we have to save lives, and we have to save homes. Mm-hmm. Rest assured that when let me finish. Rest assured, when that is done, when we are safe, when lives have been saved and homes have been saved, we will absolutely do an evaluation to look at what worked, what didn't work.
You already know you don't have to do that. You didn't work. It cracks me up when Democrats flub stuff up and then they're talking about we're going to do an investigation to find out what worked and what didn't, and they drag that out and stuff like that. And in reality, they know what worked and what didn't work because they're responsible for it. You think that the FBI under Christopher Wray or the darn Secret Service, all of these things that we've seen happen, that we go, wow, how did they flub that up? Well, we're going to go ahead and look into it. You know already what happened. Mucus, the border, Kamala Harris talking about, I'm going down there to see the root cause of the border, but you didn't need to do that. You should have went down the hall to Mucus. There it is, found it. Drag him out by the back of his collar. Here's the root cause, or drag yourself. There you go. You, Joe Biden, any of y'all, they all are responsible for it. You think this woman's going to really do a deep dive and find out what happened when she knows I cut that budget for the firefighters. I, of course, approved all the wokeness. I took the trip knowing that this issue was an issue. I supported not having the brush cleaned up. Yeah, you point the thumb, not the finger. You shouldn't even need to do an investigation to see what's happening because you're the leader of that city right there. You're the leader. So it starts with you and stops with you.
And to correct or to hold accountable any body, department, individual, etc. But my focus right now is on the lives and on the homes.
In other words, don't focus on me. Get off my back right now, okay? Because I'm going to make you feel bad asking me questions about what I didn't do. Because right now it's not about me. It's about the people. We got to stay focused, so get off my back. But in reality, she knows that she deserves everybody to be on her back. Every person's house who burned down should all jump on her back, dang on it, to where she's laying flat on the ground, face down. all sitting on her back. So she's pretending she's going to get to the root cause after we deal with the emergencies and stuff like that. You're the root cause.
Do you think your leadership was effective while responding to this disaster?
I'm not here to talk about that.
What I believe is the most important thing for us to do right now, and that is going to...
is to stay off my back.
Continue to be my focus. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's.
And then, guys, we're going to end with this. Another person who everybody should be on his back. And I'm talking about Gavin Newsom, the old sly fox, the old slime ball, grease ball politician, the sociopath, constantly lying and, the manipulating his way out of trouble and problems and stuff, and got busted, y'all. Ooh, this is juicy. One for the ages, man. Oh, this is about as embarrassing as the Dookie map. Let's go ahead and see what Gavin Newsom is pretending to do while he is trying to get rid of this nuisance. This lady who happens to be asking him about the destruction of her neighborhood and her house. But she's a nuisance to him. So he tries to go ahead and brush her off and get caught in a lie. Here we go as we close.
Governor, you got a second?
No, peasant.
Governor, I live here, Governor. That was my daughter's school, Governor. Please tell me what you're going to do. I'm not going to hurt him, I promise.
She going to hurt that slime ball. She want to know why her daughter's school is gone. What are you going to do about it? And watch what he does.
Literally talking to the president right now.
I'm literally
specifically answer the question.
She ain't going to let that go. That's his crucial mistake. This dude thought he can brush her off. But I'm literally talking to the president right now. Okay. Gonna find out the resources. He's hoping she just go, thank you. Oh, thank God. And what does she do?
What we can do for you and your daughter.
Can I hear it? Can I hear your call?
Man, I don't know if this woman's real or she trolling or what. I know a person ran over with the microphone to catch all of this. That's what's funny. But when that's where you're not ready. He was not ready for, let me see. Can I hear it? Huh? You want to hear it? Okay, let's see. Here we go.
I don't believe it.
Of course.
I'm sorry. There's literally, I've tried 5 times. That's why.
Oh, but wait. Whoa. It went from, I'm literally on the phone with him right now to, I'm literally trying. I tried 5 times. I can't get no service. Then I mean, you're not literally on the phone with him right now. You literally just lied to this lady, hoping she would accept the initial lie and leave you be. Because you're too important to deal with these riffraff peasants.
I'm walking around to make
Why is the president not taking your call?
Because it's not going through. So
Why?
I have to get cell service.
Yeah, and here I am. I'm the governor, but I can't even get cell phone service. There it is. Anybody, you can't find a hotspot? Nothing? You ain't got one of them? Now, nobody, could you borrow somebody's phone, Gavin Newsom? There's lots of ways to try to deal with that obstacle. But the obstacle you're dealing with right now is this lady annoying you.
So let's get it. Let's get it. I want to be here when you call the president.
I appreciate it. I'm doing that right now. And it's to immediately get reimbursements, individual assistance.
I'm sure that's what he's trying to do. Yeah. He's hitting her with the Kamala Harris. I can't take questions. I got earbuds in. I'm on the phone. It's not even connected. But I'm just going to walk past you guys because I don't want to answer questions. I don't want to deal with y'all. So this woman is good. She is asking all the key questions to expose this dude for being a slimeball, stinking politician that he is. Just lying his way through this. And then they got it on camera just to make sure he can't get too nasty and rude. That's what even made it better. So now he knows that camera sitting right there. He's like, how do I do this? I really want to be like, listen here, you little Pop-Tart, get out my face before I have my bodyguards throw you in that fire over there. Go on now, get. But he can't do that because he on TV.
To help you, I'm really devastated for you. I'm so sorry, especially for your daughter. I have 4 kids. Losing
Everyone who went to school there, they lost their homes. They lost 2 homes because they were living in one building another. Governor, please tell me, what are you going to do with the president right now?
Nothing, absolutely nothing. I've been doing nothing. I can't do nothing. I'm worth nothing. There it is. That's pretty much it. I have nothing for you because I'm nothing. Okay, that's what he should be saying. But what is he going to do?
We're getting the resources to help rebuild.
Why was there no water in the hydrants?
I don't know. Because the water needed, the fish needed it to smelt. And don't worry, there's a rat or a mouse or something out there in the woods that we couldn't clean the brush up because we didn't want Fievel to not have the brush that he likes to play around in. That's why we ain't had no water and stuff, and that fire has started.
It's all literally.
Is it going to be different next time?
Absolutely not.
Has to be, of course.
What are you going to
And the only way it will be if we have different leadership.
do?
What are you going to do? Resign? That'll make it different. Resign, let Larry Elder or somebody else take over. That will solve it.
To fill the hydrants. I would fill them up personally, you know that. I would fill up the hydrants myself.
Go on now, get on that.
Would you do that?
I would do whatever I can.
But you're not. I see you. Do you know there's water dripping over there, Governor? There's water coming out there. You can use it.
I appreciate it. I'm going to make the call to address everything I can right now, including making sure people
I'd
are
like
safe.
to make sure you do. Can I have an opportunity to at least tell people you're doing what you're saying you're doing? Could somebody have a contact? Can I have your contact information?
Right now.
Unbelievable. That was beautifully done. You know, he got into that SUV and called her every name under the sun. That bleep, 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 bleep. Find out who she is. Yeah. Find out who she is. And you know what? Tell Biden to give her a call talking about, hush up, girl. I mean, she embarrassed the heck out of that dude. And I know she's an actress, and she must be. She got to be an actress. But she knew just how to keep asking key questions to force this dude into revealing how incompetent he is. But not only that, how evil he is and corrupt he is to deal with the people by brushing them off and lying to them and, using his oiliness, his slickness to try to, I have children too. I understand. You know what? We're working hard to get the resources my phone is dead, but right now, if I was her, only one thing more that I would have did. When he'd have said, I literally can't get service right now, I'd be like, okay, hold on, here's my phone. What's the number? There you go, because I got 4 bars at 4G, 5G right now. There you go. All right, let's hear it. Put it on, matter of fact, I'll put it on speaker for you. There you go. That's what I would have did. That would have been the final nail in his coffin. Because they would have revealed that he really didn't want that type of smoke. Nah, man, never mind. I did that to a dude down there. You got to call people out to really reveal what they're about. Years ago when I worked in corporate down in Cincinnati, Ohio, I was working for Cincinnati Bell. And during our lunch breaks in the summer, me and one of the other guys I work with, white dude, we would walk to go find someplace to eat. And we ended up in this rough area. What was the name of that place? Dang. But it was a rough area right next, like in downtown. It's pretty much in downtown. Over the Rhine. That's what it's called. Over the Rhine. So we're walking through over the Rhine. And, this guy, he's not about the streets, man, but we talking. And, I'm talking with the King's English dealing with him. And out of nowhere, this brother pops up and he's like, yo, man, you got some money? And I'm like, I'm a whole attitude check. I forgot I was with Eric. I'm like, man, for what, man? What you want some money for? I had to deal with him like I know how to deal with these dudes. He's like, yeah, man, I'm hungry, man. Come on, brother, man. Help a brother out, man. I need something. I mean, you want to help me out? I want to get something to eat. Now, I know the game. I know that real homeless folks, they know how to survive. There was a guy down there, and he never asked us for nothing. That dude would just go in the trash can. He'd find food. He knew what to do. He didn't beg nobody. This dude, that's what he was doing all day. I could tell. So he like, man, come on, man. I'm just trying to get something to eat. I said, man, you ain't trying to. What you going to do with this money? I'm for real, man. I'm trying to get something to eat. And I called his card. See, you got to keep going. You got to be willing to take it to the next level to reveal these people are fake. I said, okay, where are you trying to eat? I'm trying to get some Frisch's. I said, Frisch's? Frisch's right down the street. Tell you what, I'll walk with you over there and buy you something to eat. Oh, I'm gonna tell you what, I want the Frisch's on the other side of downtown. Now, he was trying to tell me that Frisch's wasn't good enough. The one that's further away, that's where I want it from. Now, he thought that I wasn't committed to proving that this dude was fake. He thought I would have been like, okay, well, here you go. Go ahead, man. I was like, well, then let's go. I was willing to be late, getting back to work to prove that this dude was lying. And this dude was like, well, let's go. We took about 5 steps. And he was like, oh, man, go on, man. You got me. I was like, I know I got you. And my buddy Eric, man, he was like, dude, you handled that so good. I wouldn't have known what to do. I know, Eric. In spite of the King's English, I'm from the streets. Takes one to know one. I revealed his motive. I said, I will push this all the way to make sure you tap out. And that's what he did. Man, you got me, man. Go on, man. Go on, man. You got me. I was like, I know I got you. So that's what she was doing to him. Pushed him. And the only thing she could have done better is just said, you can use my phone to call him. That would have been it. But anyway, so we all know that he is a horrific leader, and the rest of them are as well. And the question now becomes, what will the Californians do about it? Will they keep repeating the same mistake, or will they wake up and say, maybe it's a leadership problem? But we'll see. So the plot thickens. But I do pray for all of the victims out there, regardless of who they voted for. And you know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean I want to see bad things happen to them. But maybe, you know, after they get through this tragedy, they'll do some reflection on how it all happened and how it could have been avoided and why it happened, because of these people who are running their country, city, and state into the ground. So thanks for kicking it with me tonight. I hope you guys have a blessed evening and a blessed weekend. Enjoy yourselves. Don't forget, check out my alternative channel. Subscribe to it. Click the like button on your way out if you haven't. Make sure that if you get a chance, check out Kevin's Corner Store. Text MAGA to this number so you can stay connected with me just in case I get booted off of here for some reason. And then finally, if you want to support the channel in other ways, you can send money through my Cash App and my PayPal. The links are below. There you go. Yeah, maybe I'll be surprised, wake up like $1 million. I must have a billionaire that watches my show. Elon, are you watching? Are you watching, Elon? Can you go ahead and Cash App me $1 billion? Can Cash App take $1 billion? Can they take $1 billion? I don't know. Who knows? Yeah, I'll take it in installments. Anyway, so thanks for kicking it. Let's get out of here. We'll see you guys on most likely Monday, unless I get some free time over the weekend to surprise you.
This is awesome. Yeah, awesome.
Up north, got a hands round dog ropes. I know you see. I know you see. Take care. Take care.